So in this video, I'm going to draw a site plan of this house designed by the architects Lacaton Vassal. And this process of drawing projects and analysing the design is an effective way to learn new ideas and improve sketching skills at the same time. This method of looking at building designs is known as a precedent study, and it's like making a quick set of visual notes on something that you want to learn about. So I've got my sketchbook, and on my iPad here I've got an aerial image which shows the location of the house. So I'm just going to start by outlining this rectangular form. There's this central line, so we know that it has a pitched roof. And I'm also seeing that it has this central opening, and just by doing some hatching we can kind of give some sense that this roof has a texture. And I always find it useful to show shadow because, as you can see here, it just gives the building this kind of definition on the ground that it sits. And if we kind of take a look at the surrounding parts of the site, you can see here there's this road and it looks like there's an access point off that, so we can start to show that. And on this side there seems to be this kind of group of trees here, so we can kind of start to loosely show them. It's this kind of clump of landscape. You can kind of see that there's almost like these fields, and then this seems to be the actual plot where the house sits on. So you can we can start to show this field here, seems to be somewhere like this. We can also start to show there are these trees kind of dotted around the house, so we can show some of them, different parts. And the point of this drawing isn't to kind of make this pretty drawing and like mimic what we see. It's kind of more of a really quick way of just thinking on paper, kind of trying to draw to understand, essentially. So for example, on this side we know that there's all these trees, there's a road, and then on this side there are all these open fields. So from this, on this side for example, there must be this really nice view out here. And then on this side, you know, these trees are kind of providing some amount of privacy to this house, which is facing this public road. But these trees do give it this kind of secluded feel. And then on this side you also get quite nice views, and also up here. At this point we can also start to get an understanding of the orientation. So if that's north, south, east and west, we know that the sun would rise over here at the start of the day, and then it will actually set in the west over here, and we can kind of trace the path. This is a sun path, so it rises here in the east, that's at its lowest point, and then it moves around the house like this, and then it's highest here in the middle of the day in the south. So at midday it'll be at approximately at its highest point, and then it'll set in the west back on this point. So on this side we're going to get really nice evening light here in this kind of private external space, and then in the morning here there's going to be really nice light coming into this kind of front area. And again, this covered kind of opening is going to allow natural daylight to kind of penetrate into the house throughout the day. So let's have a quick recap about what we learned today. As you can see, just by making a really quick simple sketch site plan like this, you can learn quite a lot. So we learned about the relationship that this house has with the surrounding landscape. We also studied how the architect sited this building relative to all these different site conditions, and we looked at the orientation, so how the sun moved around the building, and got an understanding of some environmental factors.